Hello everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. How are you guys doing? It is Wednesday night. I have my final stream for the day. It has been 5 amazing stories. I don't know why my lives are having smaller audiences. I think you guys are not getting your notifications. And if you are not, make sure you are following me on Twitter at WOA Crystal Ball or on Facebook at facebook.com/withoutacrystalball. You can also subscribe to or follow me on Instagram at Without a Crystal Ball as well. I do update Twitter and Facebook with my lives every time before I go live. Now, tonight's story is going to be about Kail Lowry. Now, this story is, I don't even know, an ongoing saga of Chris, Lopez, and Kail. The on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again, off again, off again, off again. And her inability to kind of cut ties with a man that has trouble committing or being in a relationship with her. The two of them seem to have arguments about her job on MTV. He does not want to be on the show. He does not want to be filmed. He does not want his son being filmed. He will be in next week's episode. The teaser for the episode actually shows Kail at his birthday, at Lux's birthday party, actually running inside of the house and saying that Chris was about to spit on MTV producers because they were attempting to film him at the birthday party. He was also on the trip with them in Hawaii, and there's been some rumblings on Twitter about whether or not the filming was actually Kail was not filmed while she went on the trip with Leah. They were scheduled for a 1-month trip to Hawaii. She was supposed to be filmed. She claims that MTV pulled the plug after she decided to take Isaac to Hawaii, despite the fact that Joe Rivera had custody of him on the 4th of July. And when she didn't show up on the 4th of July and drop off Isaac for custody, she was out of compliance. At that point in time, Joe could have issued a warrant for her arrest for not being in compliance of a court order. So now there's speculation that it could also have been that even though they were out of compliance, there was a previous approval by Joe to allow her to film had she left later in the month. So now there's Twitter people speculating that perhaps part of the filming might have been related to Chris Lopez actually being on the trip. He was seen in photos and on videos when they were in Hawaii. He did several Instagram lives where Kail was in the background. People are speculating that Chris never would have been able to surprise them in Hawaii because he wouldn't have been able to afford it, and that Kail had actually paid for his flight and brought him with. This is all information we don't know because we're not going to actually see anything from Kail in Hawaii related to this. But needless to say, Chris has not made filming easy for Kail, has not made filming for Lux easy. It's also starting to be a little bit reminiscent of the troubles that Janelle went through with her baby daddy David not being able to be filmed and making issues. But now Kail has 3 baby fathers that do not want to be filmed: Joe, Javi, and Chris. So none of her baby's fathers want to be on the show, and all of this is starting to take a toll on her. And then earlier today, Chris Lopez drops this screenshot on his Instagram story, which is a screenshot of a woman texting Kail, and she says, "Girl, I know this is you. I got your number out of Chris's phone. Tell that man to stop playing with me and hit me up about that baby he has on the way." Chris wrote over it, "I don't know who this is, but cut y'all BS. Y'all corny as hell for this. Ain't no baby on the way from my part. I really can't stand y'all, man. SMH, if you texting my son's mother, leave her the F alone. Y'all really different lames, SMH." This isn't the first time a woman has accused Chris of getting her pregnant, and Chris and Kail's relationship has not been one of complete faithfulness. They've been rarely ever claiming that they are even in a relationship. So allegations of him getting a girl pregnant wouldn't be outside of the realm of things because half the time the guy is single anyway, right? So this is put up on his Instagram, which I think is absolutely trashy. Like, why are you even putting that out there? And then Kail is actually responding by talking about like moving on and discussing like how she needs to like cut her ties from relationships and not be a part of these toxic relationships and setting boundaries. So she posted this, saw a post earlier on Instagram, toxic folks will make you think you're holding a grudge. Nah, sis, that's a boundary. Whew. Not a grudge, a realization of what the relationship really is and its impact on me, a boundary, a loss of access. I'm handing out new boundaries left and right, protecting my well-being. And then she posted this, things I've done to make others happy, things I've done to be happy. And then the plan is to move on, move out, to move out, move on, move up, move smarter. So she has, for all intents and purposes, declared that she is over Chris at this point in time, considering that that's what he puts up on there. And it's unknown whether or not he put that online in an effort to diminish or to squash it. But long story short, whoever this person is got Kail's phone number, which is not an easy number to obtain, and claimed that the number was from his phone. And she says she's pregnant, which Chris denies. If I were a fly on the wall in Kail's house and I could be like an iota of, if I could provide her like an iota of advice, is as much as she is sort of addicted to the allure of the bad boy Chris, I would tell her to cut and run. This guy has been offering her crumbs for years. He has never been able to commit to her into like a serious relationship. They have rarely ever stepped out as being in a relationship. He doesn't want to be in the spotlight. The fact that her entire life is in the spotlight is never going to bode well for this relationship. And as a woman who proclaims to be all about self-empowerment and about hustle and about being like a boss lady and an entrepreneur, like boss ladies and entrepreneurs, I'm telling you, Kail, do not handle or do not settle for crap and BS like this from guys like this. She deserves to be with a man that will like give her everything and be there for her kids and be there for her and not hand her crumbs. And that would respect the fact that her job entails being in the public eye. She's a strong woman, and obviously that comes with, you know, sadly, some guys don't like that. I am the same way, but that doesn't mean that there's not an opportunity for love for her. She deserves to be happy, and she doesn't deserve this bullcrap. I feel like the Chris boat should just be sailing and off and over, because all he does is cause drama. All he does. And she has so much going for her. She's got her pothead, like hair care stuff and skincare stuff. She's got her podcast. She's written books. Like, there's really no reason that she should be playing around with these guys that can literally offer her nothing and who go on Instagram Live and just talk shit about women. Because that's like literally what he does. Like, I've been watching some of his Instagram Lives lately, and all he does is talk crap about girls, and he just says gross things. He's just clearly not mature enough to be in a relationship. And Kail, for some reason, is finally, hopefully, seeing this for what it is and going to drop him. Hopefully. Now, she debuted a new look on Instagram, and this is why I believe that this is over, because the one true way that we actually get over things as women is we either get a bad breakup haircut or we dye our hair. And she wrote, a woman who changes her hair is about to change her life. And she went to a darker brunette. Every woman, you have to have either the bad breakup haircut or you need to dye your hair like a completely different color. So she's taking those steps. She's declaring to the world that she's changing things in her life. I hope this is true. And if Chris got another woman pregnant, like, what is with these guys on Teen Mom? You got Corey, who got Taylor pregnant, even though they were apparently using birth control. And then he's got skeezy, like, thirsty women that he's DMing his D pics to. You've got Chris, who's had multiple women accuse him of getting them pregnant. Like, Javi can't seem to keep his in his pants, and he was cheating on Lauren. Like, what is with these guys? Who are these men, and why do these girls deal with this crap? They have so much more going for them. They deserve so much better than this. And yet, even with their fame and their money, they still somehow are broken or battered or making bad choices. I just want better for these women, which means maybe it's time to get off the air. I don't know. It is like Teen Mom, and all of these girls are approaching 30. Do I have to just put that out there? So we'll see how next week plays out. Chris was on Instagram posting a photo of Tupac actually spitting, almost sort of making a mockery of what is about to go down in next week's episode. So clearly he doesn't give a crap about her job at MTV. And if I had someone in my life acting like that, I'd be like, peace out. And if you can't keep your penis in your pants, and you can't put something on it to protect it so you don't get someone pregnant, think of it not even just the pregnancy, but if there's other things that are getting exchanged there and you are potentially like exposing yourself to that stuff, nobody deserves that. All right, you guys, let me know if you're surprised. Do you think it'll last? Will they get back together? Is it true? What do you think? I'll be back later. Bye.